On the Range Podcast. On the Range.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another episode of On the Range Podcast. Special episode on location at Muscatatuck Urban Training Center in Jennings County, Indiana. Rick, how's it going today, buddy?
Man, Mark, it's going great. We are live. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, live out here at Vendor Day. So we're up here, perched up high. Got it. You guys can't see. We're perched over all the different vendors out there. But no, super event here at ATK9 Muscatatuck Urban Training Center. I'm going to tell you this, Mark. I am super excited because on today's episode, we've got the sheriff of the Jennings County, Kenny Freeman. If you guys remember a couple episodes back, we talked about Kenny and his fantastic leadership. But
yes, sir.
We are super excited to have him dig in a little bit about what Kenny's got going on. Just a fantastic law enforcement officer. For the rest of you guys, see what Kenny's doing because I believe he sets the example for all of you out there. So,
Roger that. Wherever you are, thank you for making this part of your day. Sheriff Kenny Freeman, welcome aboard on the Range Podcast. Glad you can make it.
Yeah, I thank you guys for coming out and training with our guys. We love it. I learn something every time you're here, and I love to pass that stuff on to our guys, and hope I can get all our folks through your training.
Oh, we had a blast. They were just great all week, and you've been a great host. Really appreciate you having us out. We had rifle the previous week, and now we're doing handgun for the K9 conference. So we just really appreciate all your support out here, Sheriff.
Yeah, the excitement that comes back from our guys. I had some this morning from Detective Hoppick. He was just excited about what he learned yesterday, and just he wanted to go to the range to qualify. I don't know why, but he wanted to. Yeah,
strike the iron while it's hot, right?
and that's the whole thing, right? There's a couple things that goes on here. First and foremost, as far as Sheriff Freeman goes and kind of his county, he's always been one of those, how do we get guys more training, right? And then his guys are super receptive as well. So we just try to reciprocate because originally we first started coming out here to ATK9, we were using his range. And then in turn, we kind of got us a new facility, a little bigger, accepts a couple more, and we got slots, we reciprocate back to them. It's like,
Roger
hey, man,
that. Yeah.
If we've got empty targets on the range, in my opinion, we're doing business wrong, right? So we pass that over to Jennings County, let them come out and get some training. And oh, by the way, guys, it is the only Jennings County in this here United States.
Yeah.
So
fun fact for the show.
That's it. But what really impressed me is really when we look at kind of this last little bit of training, Sergeant Freeman, I can talk. Sheriff Freeman and all the stuff that he's been doing, just his leadership, right? I don't see a whole bunch of other law enforcement agencies doing public recognition of their people.
Yeah.
And Sheriff, I'm going to let you kind of articulate a little more on some of the different ceremonies we had out there for your guys. Absolutely fantastic, in my opinion, show of great leadership there.
Sure. So we give out a couple awards. One was for a life-saving award for Ben Seastrom, Sergeant Ben Seastrom. He put a tourniquet on a gentleman that was in an auto accident. He was an older gentleman, probably saved his life by just putting a simple tourniquet on him so the ambulance could get there and get him to the hospital. And we just want to make sure that he gets recognized for that. The other couple awards we gave out were for the K9s, just certificates for their training and stuff. Then the other award I gave out was to one of our K9 handlers because of his continuing education in dog handling, and he wants to be better. He wants to go to training. He goes as much as he can. He has an aggressive dog that he wants to try to get under control all the time, and it's a challenge sometimes just to learn the dog. I think this is his first canine, and he's trying to get all the expertise he can. So he goes out and visits with folks and just tries to learn as much as he can about what they know and how he can apply that to his training and his dog.
Yeah, but that's hats off to you to get those folks that training.
Sure.
A lot of folks aren't doing that out there who are in charge of large municipalities, and you're the sheriff of the county, and one of your main focuses, besides getting everybody the recognition they deserve and giving feedback and thanking them for all the hard work they're doing, is getting them that training in itself is something that is super, super important. And we don't see a whole lot of that, to be honest with you.
And Mark, I'm going to get you on that one. We don't, right? And here's the beauty. Sheriff, you sit there and have your guys. They might be on shift, right? They're still technically working, keeping the county of Jennings safe, from whatever's going on. Hey, man, you can come out to training. Participate. If you get a call for service, hey, man, load up out there, do your business. I don't see anyone else doing that. And it just blows me away that you're giving these guys the flexibility to do that. And really, you're giving them the ability to come out, number one, and train, enhance their life-saving skills. God forbid they're ever in that deadly force encounter. But I'm just curious from my standpoint. I think you draw a lot of that from your prior military experience.
Absolutely. I mean, if you figure about, Army guys, they train all the time, to go to combat.
Right.
Whereas, police departments, they are in combat and have to work at going to training. Mm-hmm. So how do you make it better? One of the things we do for like range training, we have extra magazines that are, at the range. The guy can come down, undo his magazines, leave them in the front seat of his car with his spare bullet, the Barney 5 bullet, and then we can load up his magazines for him, get him on the range, get him qualified or shoot some training. If he gets a call, he can go back, do some magazine changes, and he's off at work again. So we can fit training in a 15-minute to 20-minute interval and get some good quality training out of that.
Mm-hmm. And guys, listen to that, right? Just absorb that for 1 minute. They've got spare mags. So now guys aren't even having to download their duty ammo, right? They can leave their mags hot in the car, good to go. Grab the training mags, boom, they're out training. Hey, if that call of service comes in, boom, clear out your training ammo, get your duty ammo, boom, and you're off back to work. I mean, guys, if you're in the law enforcement arena, if you're especially in that leadership style position, take that to heart.
Yeah.
You can train your guys during the day.
Yep, absolutely.
You could make that an immediate action drill. That, hey, we have to get the training ammo out of the gun, put the new ammo in the gun, get the guy in his cop car, and off he goes.
Yeah.
It's seconds. It doesn't take long.
In the Army, what do we call it? We call it hip pocket training. Pull out your guide and start training, your soldier's manual, whatever. Start training. And if you have that at the front of your mind, that anytime we can extrapolate any kind of data, any kind of training out of what we're doing right then and there, that's a win. That means that you're thinking about it. Hey, man, how can we make some training on it? Yeah. Good on you, man. Now, anything else going on right now for the Jennings County Sheriff's Office?
The Jennings County Sheriff's Office. Well, I have one canine. So we started something new since I took over as sheriff. We had 2 canines when I came on. I know the value of having a canine on a shift. And so we're trying to get to where we have 1 canine on every shift. So I have a guy up in Michigan right now going through canine school, and that'll be our 4th canine, and we'll have 1 for every shift. That was my goal. I'm hoping it stands. That's the way it is in the future, because it's always like, we don't have a dog on, we can't do this. And the value of having a dog on is just incredible.
Yeah.
And I want to articulate on the dog piece, right? Because that's huge. First and foremost, those of you that know my story, I'm alive because of numerous dogs, just not because of Duca, right? I mean, we can go back to my career. Dogs are, to me, the biggest combat multiplier on the battlefield. I know for law enforcement, the ability that they bring to do the job, number one, to keep the officers safe, to keep the community safe, find those hidden articles that may not have been found before, and just makes your job a lot safer, a little easier. Granted, there's some backside work that goes on with them 4-legged beasts, but to me, it's probably the best thing we got going on.
Well, I know Axel, Cody will credit Axel with 3 times saving his life, and I will credit him 1 time saving my life in that shooting we had. Just the dog had the guy.
Yeah.
Before he could do anything to us.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's good stuff.
Another thing you do as well, Sheriff, and I know you won't say it, but we're going to say it for you. Not only are you supporting your folks with training and bringing us out and doing everything you can and bringing other folks out, you're also, if someone needs something, from another jurisdiction, hey man, I'd love to train, I don't have the money, I don't have the ammo. Kenny Freeman is supporting, it doesn't matter if it's in his county or not, he's supporting everybody that he can to help get them training. And brother, I got to tell you, as far as Rick and I are concerned and On the Range Podcast is concerned, you are a true hero, and we want to tell you that to everybody that listens, and we really appreciate all that you do, not only for your community, but for those officers that get so little recognition and support. Brother, you are the example to set. for all the sheriffs in this country. Really appreciate it, pal.
Well, you guys pretty humble me a lot. I really appreciate that. But aren't we all on the same team? And don't I have? If I have it, shouldn't I give it or try to help out?
Well,
Kenny, you're 100% spot on.
Yep.
But here's the thing. We don't see it.
right.
I'll give you an example. You, out of the kindness of your heart, we had some officers come in. Granted, they were fellow Indianians. I think if that's a word or not, but they were from Indiana as well, right? Another municipality, they were short some ammo. You supplied it. Here's the thing. I've watched what I'll dub just criminal action from some of these agencies that make their guys buy their ammo from the department or don't give them training ammo. You didn't have to do anything for these guys. And here it is. You're giving up your ammo to these guys so they can get training. So from me to you, hats off. I mean, that there's the example that's set across the board. And like I said, when it comes to sheriffs, I mean, that's spot on for you, buddy. So keep doing that work. I know your community loves you because you just got reelected. Just everything you do, whether it's bringing out old campaign shirts because guys don't have the T-shirts that we require to add realism to the training. Here's Kenny providing. He could have very easily held on to his shirts. Maybe if you run again, maybe you got the same shirt. I don't know. But it just speaks to your character. So thank you for all your support, Sheriff.
I appreciate it. But I learned that from other people. And some of it might be ingrained in me from my dad or something. But a lot of the leaders that I've had in my life, you learn from both the leaders, good and bad.
Sure.
And you have to learn from all of them. But you take the good stuff and you put it in your pocket and you carry it with you. You got to take the bad stuff and remember it. Maybe you don't want to use that so much. But
there you go. Absolutely.
And we're not going to bash on all administrators in the law enforcement field. You have constraints. You have money. You have budgets. You have all these other things. You got charters. Hey, I get that. But you know what? You can find a way to make something happen.
Yep.
And you can always reach out to Rick and I, and we can get a Project Officer Survival involved and all kinds of stuff. But you can make it happen. We do understand that there are things out there that you have to follow and you have to work through and under. But we're not going to let you completely off the hook.
Nope.
You can do something about it.
Rick says a lot of stuff that he goes, words matter.
Yes.
And so suitable substitute and workarounds. And those words, you can take those things and use them to your advantage.
Those are things, yeah.
So,
they're real things.
They are.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, really appreciate you joining us today, Kenny. We've been talking about it a long time, getting you on the show. But, hey, guys, go check out the Jennings County Sheriff's Office on Facebook. He's got a heck of a following, a lot of good stuff out there. You want to see all the good stuff that his officers are doing and his deputies are doing, go to his page, the Jennings County Sheriff's Office. Thanks, pal.
So, Kenny, appreciate you being on. To you, to your deputies, you guys stay safe out there, and really appreciate all the support. We couldn't do it without you.
Buddy.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, buddy.